Yeah, Mani, go ahead, please.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. This is Manimegalai from Team Makal. Thank you for joining us on your weekend. We proudly welcome you all for our Know-How webinar. So we have our speaker with us now. We feel honored in welcoming our speaker, Mr. KUMARESAN, who is also part of our Makal team, and he immediately accepted our invite and request. Thank you, sir. Also, we have our founder and CEO, Mr. Sendil Kumar, sir. I also welcome our co-team leaders and steering committee members and not uh, all the participants. The topic of today's webinar is Level Up Your Career Strategies for Freshers and Working Professionals. So, the purpose of this webinar is to enhance your ability to focus on your career goals and to know the effective strategies to achieve them. Along with this webinar, Makal is into multiple such activities. So, I feel a brief introduction about us would help us to know what our team is actually working on. So, Makal team is Maverick Abdul Kalam Association for Leaders. So this was formed by the alumni students of MIT. So they got inspired by the legacy of our honorable leader, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam sir, who also studied and worked in MIT. No wonder that the followers of Abdul Kalam sir are leading the change steadily through their focused efforts. So this webinar is one among the 18 plus activities we are doing currently. Through the initiatives like Word of the Day, Makal Comments, Master of Communicative English course, we are creating confident English speaking candidates and professionals. Makal Tidbits, History the Mystery, News of the Day, Brainstorming India, Quiz of the Week helps us in knowledge sharing and gathering current affairs. Read and Lead, an audio podcast, is being telecasted to inculcate the reading habits among young minds. Webinars like Walk the Talk, Know-How are conducted on monthly basis by bringing in field experts to share their experience and core skills. Women Talk is to empower women leaders. Makal Mahima is to learn Hindi. Dinamoru Tirukural to know the treasures of an incredible language. Makal Fit to stay healthy and track fitness. Makal Jobs to create and share job opportunities from various fields. Makal Talents is to unleash the artistic talents of the members. Makal Fest is being conducted every year on Abdul Kalam sir's birthday. This is to bring out the talents and creativity of various age groups. On the same day, sapling plantations have been done and those have received great response from the public as well. Blood drives and food donations to orphanages and old age homes has also been carried out. So I would also like to highlight the achievements of the team. A pocket statuette has been created and published in the year 2021. This consists of basic important laws. The same has been approved by the government officials and we circulated it among the public. So that created a great awareness. 100 sapling plantations were done in Malamuchimbati village, Coimbatore, in the presence of Panchayat president, ward councillors, and the locals, and it got recognized in few journals as well. Sapling plantations were also done in Kalapati Government School that was presided by the Inspector of Cybercrime Branch, Coimbatore. She educated the crowd on drug addiction awareness. Makal has been visiting multiple colleges and we have conducted seminars to enhance the skills of the students and to motivate them. Overall, Makal is proud in working for the welfare of the society and creating young leaders in the national building process. So now, you all should know about the profile of our eminent speaker, who is a humble personality. So now, I invite our diligent team member, Ms. Durga Devi, to deliver welcome address and to introduce the speaker.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of our Makkal team, I extend a warm welcome to all of you joining us today for a wonderful webinar, Level Up to a Career Strategies for Professionals as well as Freshers. We are delighted to have you with us for an enriching and insightful session. We are honored today to have with us our esteemed speaker, Mr. Kumaresan MK. Currently, he is a cloud architect at Google, having started his career as a network engineer. His journey and transformation in the tech industry are truly inspiring. He has been mentoring around 500 working professionals at free of cost. He is also a distinguished member of the Toastmasters Club, which underscores his excellence in public speaking. He is recognized as a LinkedIn top voice in technological innovation and expert in conversational AI. He brings a wealth of knowledge and experience and inspiring stories to help you take your career to the next level. In today's rapidly evolving the professional landscape, staying ahead of the curve and continuously upgrading one's skills is more crucial than ever. Whether you are a professional or just starting out on your career journey, the strategies we will explore today are designed to help you navigate your career path in a next level. I would like to take a moment to thank our esteemed speaker for taking the time to share their expertise with us today. To our attendees, thank you for the enthusiasm and interest in this topic. Without further ado, let's get started. Welcome you, sir.
Thank you, team. Very good morning to everyone. Thank you for the great introduction. I'm very kind to accept the invitation. And this is for me the second webinar with Makal team. So Makal team is doing a very tremendous job for the society upliftment, especially in the area of youth. So today's topic, all we know, so upgrade your career. So nothing new or nothing magic I'm going to say or explain. So I'm going to share my stories, my challenges, and what are the mantras, I would say, my secrets or my strategies, what I took in my career to achieve. I may call it as a success. Maybe it may not look for success for everybody. So this is the agenda. So before I get into the topic and we do more conversation, I want to little understand about the audience. And so, are we good with English, or you want to go with the regional language? Any non-Tamilians here, non-Tamil speaking people? Can you just raise your hand? Otherwise, we can go with the bilingual just for easy interaction. Otherwise, are we good with English? I'm fine with that. All right. Okay, I'm not seeing any hand raised. So considering that, so most of us, almost everybody's here, are good with the bilingual. So I wanted to take this session as a kind of an interactive one. So I may share some stories, and I'll expect your stories to be shared. And I wanted to hear from you why we gathered here. So as Manimegalai mentioned, it's like a on a happy Sunday morning, 10 a.m., we all gathered, keeping all our personal work aside. When we gathered here, when we're going to discuss something, that definitely we wanted to bring some takeaways back to home. So that is our objective. So make use of it. And also, I would request everybody to be actively participate by raising a hand, asking a question, or do a message on a chat. Anything would be fine. So before further ado, I just go into the topic. So upgrade your career, my mantra. So people may think, why should I listen from you? I mean, to answer that question, simply I made this slide and what defines me. And, so probably considering my professional career, I did my engineering and I started my career with Capgemini, a service-based industry in the IT sector. Then I moved to a product-based industry, Cisco. Then I'm with Google Cloud for past 3 years. I'm into a cloud and AI domain. And more than my professional work, I'm keeping it aside and tell about the purpose of why I'm contributing back to the community, why I'm here today, what makes me to bring me here. So to answer that question, and so I made the 4 points. Like most of you, from a corporate school, I studied from a regional language where I did not have English as a primary subject or primary communication language for me. From corporation school to a corporate leader, how I brought into Google as a cloud architect with 10 years. And empowered, so not only about my career growth, how I empowered others to grow. I personally empowered like around 100 people. So probably I could say today I'm working in Google. More than that, I probably say I have mentored 100 individuals. Some or other way, I'm the small reason in their career transformation. And I'm an advisor for most of the academic industries and a motivational speaker. I used to write blogs, I used to write books on a technical perspective, the generative AI, machine learning. I'm author and more community focused person, like how Makal is doing a lot of activities similar to that. I'm part of a lot of communities, starting from a Toastmaster to cloud communities, machine learning communities, book readers communities, positive mindset, personal finance. The many communities I'm part of it. So I recently got the top technological innovation voice from LinkedIn. So this is just what defines me more than my professional career, what I do for others. Now coming back to the main agenda. So I did not prepare any agenda here. The reason behind you are my agenda. So believe the fact, and when we start the conversation with Makkal team, we wanted to host kind of a useful webinar for this month, and we brainstormed with some ideas, then come up with the idea, okay, why can't we go with having a common session to upgrade a career for everybody, including from freshers to a less experienced person to a more experienced person. The reason behind, as Manimegalai mentioned, we have a group of people, around 5 10 people in our group, and which varies from a freshers to a students to a more experienced people. Like we have a directors from a college student to a direct level people. And when we interact with the most of the time, with most of the people, they have a common questions among them. The question when I say it is not only for a fresher or experienced people or a student. One among them will be, how do I advance my career? So when I say advance my career, there is a difference. So when you do a regular work, go do work, come back, sleep, then go do work, that is a normal work. Advance the career in the sense we wanted to accelerate the speed rather than going 20 kilometers in a speed. We need to go 40, 60. How we can advance in our career rather than achieving a leadership role after 25 years in our career. How do we accelerate and little achieve before that goal? So that's a prime reason. Now let me ask you the question: why we gathered here? What do you wanted to know from this webinar? Can somebody raise your hand, tell me the answer, or if you are comfortable, you can type answer. Why we gathered? You can put on a chat. I just open the chat message. You can reply me there. Why we gathered? Very simple question. Why you are here? To answer that by question, why I'm here, I given the answer in the previous slide. Yeah, Pragal, please go ahead. So you are here.
I would say like this is an opportunity to start. Most of the people might be struggling how we can start, how we can approach, and this is kind of I would say like it is an opportunity, and you are hosting as a presenter, and you are kind of motivational stuff for the people who all are struggling. So we have gathered here just to to start our career, like how we can approach similar kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay, great. And thank you, Pragal, for volunteering and seeing the answer. And guys, feel free to pitch in when you wanted to have some question or when you wanted to share your experience to the world. And thank you, Pragal. I got your point. And Manimegalai says to know from a field of expert how to focus and upgrade career, irrespective of core field and skills. To learn how to overcome fears about the career. Of course, I mean there are a lot of reasons, as you say. We are the individual. We individual have our own story. So our story is only known to us, not everybody. So not everybody get the same opportunities. But in the world, everybody deserve for the opportunities, but not everybody get. If in case we get the opportunity and we are in a position to bring that opportunity to everyone, it is our responsibility and duty to do that. So that's a main agenda, I would say. And we have a different skill set and a different category of people here. So when we gather here, definitely we want to discuss what we wanted to take it back. And when we consider a career advancement or upskilling a career, yeah, Durga says as a fresher how to pay his placement and building a career, definitely. And I'm noting out down all these questions. So before I did a gathering or a brainstorming here, I did a very big survey with my known circle, and I had come up with the survey results, and I can present to you. So accordingly, I made my content ready. So overall, what I would summarize: worry is present for everybody. So if it is a fresher or if you are an experienced person, the worries differs, but worry remains same. How do I advance my career? It can be a higher studies, or it can be your career, or it can be entrepreneurship, or it can be a community event you are building it. So whatever could be the reason. As a fresher and experience, I have a worries. How to overcome? So first I will pick from a fresher category, then I'll explain and how do we handle. So what are the practical challenges when we were a student, when we were preparing for a campus recruitment, then on the progress of last 10 years, how I did progress. Now, as a hiring manager, what is my expectation from today's student? So that's agenda I will cover for a fresher category. And again, experienced, definitely, see, I could say like I have told to 13 years of experience today, and how I made a decision in every turn of my career, and how I got into the position where I am today. So that's what we go into. For more understanding about a fresher, we have two categories of freshers. So one is a fresher who's studying in a college where we get a campus recruitment. The only objective of the fresher here is, yeah, okay, pre-final year, I'll get a campus interview. I will need to prepare myself for a campus interview. And we have a one more set of freshers where they say, no, I study in a college where I don't get much campus recruitment opportunities. But still, I wanted to grow. Due to some reason, I'm academically very good, but I have some fear in me. I don't know. It is my technical ability, or it is my communication, or it is the competition. Like I'm from a rural, so if I go and do a competition with the urban people, how the industry gonna accept me? Some unknown fears, a fear of unknowns that exists for everybody. I'll categorize into campus hire. If it is a campus hire, how do we prepare for today? If it is a non-campus hire, if in case when I say non-campus hire, not every college is having a campus hire. And today, especially when we talk, the recruitment in the campus hirings have been literally reduced. So when the company was supposed to hiring 200 people in a year for colleges, now they are started hiring only 20, 30 people from the same organization. So campus hiring also now become a challenge. The competition become more. Now the competition is not only with from other human to one human. Competition is happening from human to AI also. So now we have one more competitor that also we need to consider. How we can overcome the AI with our emotional intelligence, EI. So those are the things we will discuss. First, we go with the campus here. So campus here, like whoever studying a campus, it can be any degree. And our objective would be, we wanted to get placed in a company where I can grow further, I can explore my career. To get into a campus interview, definitely we know. So what we are studying in academic, we need to have a core technical skill. So there is no doubt where you wanted to go further, or you wanted to go with a developer or a testing engineer or a non-IT field, you want to go with the core industry. So what is your strength? So your core skill is the primary one that we need to define and we need to shape and according. That's the first point. Then soft skill. So soft skill, not everybody gives importance to the soft skill. And for example, I can say my story. I studied in Tamil medium. During my 12th standard, I scored 200 out of 200 in physics subject. Okay, listen, 200 out of 200. I went to engineering college the first semester, the first day of a class. Physics man used to ask the question in a class, who was scored physics 200 out of 200, 199 out of 200. People used to raise their hand. I also used to raise their hand, one among the 10 people. But unfortunately, the first question she asked me, can you tell me Newton's third law? Right? It is pretty simple. It hardly has two lines of answer to say. But the student who scored 200 out of 200 in physics subject, when I joined engineering, when the ma'am asked the question in English, I was in a situation to could not answer that question. I know the answer. I can give a 16-mark answer to that question at the right moment, but she's asking me 1-mark question and he expecting a 1-mark answer. But I was not in a position to answer that question. I was asking my friend who is sitting next to me, his name was Praveen. He translated first the question, what ma'am was asking the question. Then he translated me. Then I given him the answer. He translated me in English. Somehow we managed. This was my experience when I started my engineering. Because I did not give any importance in my schooling about a soft skill, and be aware of what is happening around. So today, when we call it as be aware of, everybody says AI is everything. AI is eating the world. AI is going to rule the world for next decade. Everywhere, the generative AI, every industry adapting to generative AI. All of us has to adopt for a generative AI skill set. But that is not actually a true. I'll reveal some facts and survey results. Then fourth one, tomorrow starts today. We'll brief about what do you mean by tomorrow starts today. So rather we wait for tomorrow to bring a light to us. How do we prepare today and get ourselves ready for a tomorrow? Always be prepared. Preparation is a key. So once we cover the campus preparation strategies, then we'll go slowly with the non-campus. I know the experienced people, it may be a little, watch traffic for you to be here, but be patient. And if you wanted to add some points from your perspective, feel free to pitch in. And we are here to share our knowledge. And campus interview to non-campus interview, the factors or the points, whatever we discuss under the campus here, more than that, we are getting some more additional points as well. More competition compared to your campus. So campus interview, you'll be competing only with your class students or your department students or your college students. When you go with the non-campus, no, the competition is not with your college or a department. The competition is all over with a complete state or a complete nation. It's gonna be finding an opportunity. Campus interview, the college will bring the company to you. You have a placement officer. They will train you. They will announce you when is the interview, what is the the rounds of interviews you need to prepare. Then you have everything on your plate. But outside campus interview, finding an opportunity itself a first task for us. Then getting a reference, asking a seniors, asking a mentors, people, connecting people to a LinkedIn, connecting people to social media or community events, and asking them guidance. So as a fresher, I'm interested and so and so. These are my challenges, and how do I take it forward? So those are the challenges. Those who did not get hired in the campus interview, we will cover that point as well. Now, my story when I consider I was a student. When I was a student, how I used to prepare for this story. Then, prepare for an interview, the campus interview. Then how did I progress? And today as a hiring manager, we used to go for many engineering colleges for a campus recruitment, on campus or off campus. And what we expect today. So I was a student, I was a hiring manager, but the time has been completely changed. When I was a student, I know how I prepared for my interview, but if I prepare the same way today, it will not work out. That is a fact we need to accept. So today is the strategy, the today's expectation is completely different from the 10 years back. So the reason I'm saying we need to resonate with the time and resonate with the technology in whatever the aspect. Now, so for the detailed document one article I have written in LinkedIn, I have posted that link here. So after this session, I'll share the PDF file of the documentation. So you don't need to take any screenshot or note it down anything. So I'll share the complete presentation to you so you can have it at your hand. Now, if I remember my stories during my colleges, I used to prepare the quantitative aptitude or a Sagabal book for aptitude examinations. And I still remember the room I got interviewed, and everybody used to say attitude and active, good dresses and attitude are prepared. The way I carry forward the interview with a complete tense, nervousness, everything together, I still experience my interview experience. But today it is completely changed. The preparation is all I did. Today, so this is the world where we are, right? So hope you all met your new friends, Gemini or ChatGPT. And if in case I should ask a question here, if you not heard about these two, then please raise your hand. If I ask that question, nobody gonna raise a hand. So one or other way, we are consuming these AI applications, the AI front-end application, which is going to make our life easy in many ways. Now, my question here would be, I'm not a big fan of asking how many of you using ChatGPT or how many of you using Google Gemini. My question here is, as a individual, as a person, you wanted to go further, rather than consuming this kind of a AI application, did you start think about how to develop this kind of application? Did you start think about how these applications are working? We know definitely these applications are smarter than us. How a machine or how a computer is smarter than us. Just a quick question for you. What is a foundation model for ChatGPT? Anybody? Give answer. What is a foundation model? ChatGPT is a front-end tool where you ask a question, it will give answer to you. Gemini is a front-end question, you will ask a question, it will answer to you. But back-end, there is foundation model, right? So where your answers are going, your questions are going, answers are getting retrieved. It has been running on a machine learning model. Can anybody give me an answer? What is the foundation model for ChatGPT? Any guess? Just make it right. If there's no negative mark for the question, feel free to try. Okay. So the answer for that question would be the GPT 3.4 or GPT 4. The reason why I added this, being a consumer, we are using it. But how many of us started thinking what we consume or what we use? So today's preparation, not only about academic or reading a books or passing a subject and scoring a marks. So no more companies are looking into your GPAs. No more companies are looking into your marks. They are looking into your analytical skills. They are looking into how much you aware of what is happening around. So if you ask a question, if I ask a question, how many of you use ChatGPT? Everybody use ChatGPT, everybody accepted. But if I ask a question, though you not did not answer to me, but most of you know the answer, but many of us don't know the answer. Okay, is it something foundation model exists? Okay, find what is GPT-4, what is GPT-4, what is the transformer? So that kind of a questions we should get an answer for that in today's world. The next question, pretty simple question. How much cost incurred per day to ChatGPT? When I say how much cost, we as a consumer, we're using it. Just imagine and tell me per day, how much cost they are spending to have that maintenance. Any guess? Approximately. Will it be in lakhs or thousands or crores? There will be some amount, right? Definitely. To maintain the complete infrastructure, to maintain the complete machine learning model, the cloud infrastructure all together. So to answer that question, per day they are spending $700K. INR, if we calculate, 5.8 crores. So 5.8 crores to run a foundation model, which makes your life easy. Because today's world, today's trend, the AI adoption is happening, almost gonna be next decade with the AI only we are going to live. If you consider those things, whatever we use today, we should start think about what we are consuming it, how it working. The first question is, okay, fine, something is happening. What is the behind the screen? So GPT-3 or GPT-4. How much expense it is incurring? To answer that question, okay, 5.8 crores, 5.8 crores money where they are spending to run a GPT model in a day. Then how much big it is, how the architecture gonna look like, and what is the foundation we need to look after. And if you start thinking in that area, then definitely your analytical and problem solving skill gonna exponentially improve. Oh, again, on the same line, so there is one more called Devin. So Devin is a one more AI tool which will take care of product management, coding, debugging, unit testing, API integration, deployment, documentation. And if you consider these 6 points, and in the industry today, these 6 tasks or 6 jobs are handled by the 6 different teams, 6 different individuals, 6 different engineers. Say example, I'm trying you to understand the logic. Now, when you introduce this kind of a smart model into a domain where you work, it's going to take over all these 6 roles. It is going to reduce all the six, people or 6 teams what they work today on a real world. Then we should also think in a way rather than limiting our expertise, rather than limiting our knowledge only into one particular domain or a topic. We need to think in a way rather than we think ourselves as a software developer. We should think as a soft product engineer or product owner. Rather than give a technical consultant, we should think as a solution architect from end to end how it works. Always, when you look into any technology, learn in a way how you are going to explain a 5-year-old kid or how you are going to explain a fifth standard student. If you are learning AI or machine learning, or tomorrow some other thing will come, OpenShift or Web3 or WebAssembly, anything, whatever you learn with the technology, learn in a way how you are going to teach the technology to a fifth standard student. If you have this thumb rule in your life, it will be all good, and you will be rocking. This is my first basic mantra, what I used to do any domain what I. Next, I go with a gold rush hour. Why I'm asking this, why I'm putting this slide here? So most of the time when I interact with my mentees, be with a fresher or be with the experienced people. Even yesterday when I asked the survey question to many people, most of them given me an answer that I'm not getting any interview calls. The industry is not hiring. Okay, you getting it? When I ask the question, what is your challenge today? The answer which I'm getting from the people here is, I'm not getting interview calls. The industry is not hiring people. So that means to say, no, I'm perfectly all right. Something problem with the industry. So industry is not hiring. The industry is not calling anybody. Is it true? Is it true or is it false or is it partially true? Is it partially false? So what is your thought? The question is very simple. What do you
It is
think?
false. It is false.
It is
The mar-
false?
yeah, the market requirement is different, and what is our expectation is different. So it is not matching.
Yeah, exactly. So there is a well drafted answer. I mean, very good answer for that. I expected that kind of answer. The reason behind, when people complain about the industry is not recruiting, I'm not getting a calls. So that means to say there is no problem with the industry. We should accept the fact we are not matching the demand and supply. We keep supplying, what was needed before, what is no more needed today. We keep supplying, we keep having that expertise with ourselves. But the industry is still hiring people. The recruitment is happening, upskilling is happening, right? Yesterday I was looking into one of my fresher group. There is a person who posted a message that there is a startup in Chennai. The startup name is Motor Q. So Motor Q is if you're interested, you just go and explore. Motor Q is a data analytic company who used to work on an automobile industry. So listen, they are an automobile company, not a IT field, not a ML field or a AI field. So they are recruiting an engineering fresher with a package of 50 lakhs. In the same area, same era, the same 2024, when freshers are complaining, no, I'm not getting any interview calls, recruitment is not happening, there is no more interview calls, or no more, industry is completely hiring, industry is completely freezing. But at the same time, I could see a person at Chennai who is getting an offer of 50 lakhs as a fresher from a startup called the Motor Q. So how this is happening, how this connection, how these connecting points are happening. So answer that question, I interacted with him and he gave me some answers which brought me this slide. Now go back to this slide, and this is little like a gold rush shovel story. Anybody knows this story? Gold rush shovel story. I have two things, one is shovel and other one is the gold. It's two slides, two pictures. Any guess which story I'm going to say? It is more about, as Venkat mentioned the point, the industry is hiring, but we are not matching the demand. We are not, it's always the industry works in a demand and supply, right? So why we gathered together? So I have something to deliver, you have something to gather. So that's kind of a demand and supply. But industry is still hiring, but people are not ready for that particular position, or people are not upskilled for today's recruitment and today's requirement. So this gold rush story will explain that very beautifully. The 19th century in California, there was a gold rush. Everybody was running for a gold. Everybody wanted to take a gold from a tunnel. By the time there was a shovel maker, so he used to do a regular work every day. He used to make shovels. By the time this rush happened, he did not rush among all the crowd. What he did very wisely, he started making more shovels, which might be required for the people to dig the gold more. And he did sharpen the shovels. He made our shovels very much. The end of the day, she was the one who benefited, who profited 100 times the people who ran and who dig the gold from the tunnel. So the example of today's corporate world would be the second example. How many of you know the company named NVIDIA? NVIDIA is a company who used to make a computer processor for a computer. So now when we talk about a generative AI, we always talk about Microsoft, OpenAI, we talk about Google, we talk about Meta, we talk about Amazon. These are all we talk about because they are the big players in the AI field. But how many of us know there is a company called NVIDIA who keep developing the microcomputer, who keep developing the supercomputer, the computer processor for these all the companies to run an AI infrastructure. The competition is between the AI providers, Microsoft, Google, Meta, and Amazon. But it is all the players are consuming a compute from a one provider called NVIDIA. So today, in the last 1 year, this NVIDIA has been grown exponentially 1,000 times. Now, NVIDIA's market cap is 3.12 trillion, which is the world's second largest company. So most of us first time hearing NVIDIA as a company, but you have to accept the fact next to Microsoft. Microsoft is the industry leader, all we know. So now this NVIDIA has overtook the position of Apple, position of Google, everything it overtook. Now it has become a second market largest company in the world. The same simple logic, what he did, everybody when it was running for a Google, goal to dig, you just sharpen the shovels, keep doing the what you do with your own way of doing it. So now this is a very example. And why I'm saying this story for a freshers, if you are waiting for a campus recruitment that's gonna happen in pre-final year or a final year, if you go and start the preparation there, and the opportunity comes and you start preparing, then you don't have a time to get yourself ready for the opportunity. By the time the opportunity will move from you to the next person or the next college or the next student, it will go away. Then your start preparation always has to start from today, not for tomorrow. So if you are targeting a campus recruitment gonna happen in industry third year, so this is the takeaway which I got from the student who got placed for a motor queue with the 50 lakhs package. He shared me the story. He started doing data analytics work in his pet project from his second year. He upskilled, he learned, he did his own project. He made that visible into a LinkedIn, GitHub, HackerRun. He did a visibility. Once the opportunity comes in, he just matched his expertise with the opportunities. Fine, okay, this is your expectation. I did in my domain. This is my expertise. These are the things I built. This is my profile. I built from a day one. I did work out for last 1 year or 2 year up to this position where I am today. So this is my profile. Can you look into that? They hired him. So you got opportunity, very easy opportunity. If you have that kind of a mindset and that kind of a profile, be with a fresher in a campus interview or be a fresher outside the campus interview, cracking a job is easy. You need to identify what is your passion, and we need to have our own projects. More than what we do with the academic subjects, we need to do something little extra mile. I'll come to that extra mile very detailed. Now, are we good here? The gold rush story. So again, this same applicable for the people, those who say, I'm not getting interview calls. Those who say the industry is completely frozen. It is no more hiring. And even today's trend also, the industry is hiring. One of my friend who is having 10 years of experience, he got in this tough time also 3+ offers in his hand. But though that is not ethically right, but he got 3+ offers, 2 in India, 1 is outside India. So, but he did a workout for 3 to 6 months to crack the interview. So though the fact when we say the industry is not hiring, the calls are not happening, that is not completely true. But I'm not denying that that is wrong, that is partially correct, but not completely true. Now I go to a total expectation for a campus recruitment. It is no more bookworm. As we know, the companies are completely decreasing to look into a grade or a GPA score to give a placement. So they are looking into something else. Something else when I say, so these are the places. So for example, I made it for IT people, and similarly, we should have industry forums, we should have a community platform, we should have a public forum where you can do your own expertise and make a visibility. But the idea would be very simple. What is this expectation today? So the slide little before I showed you, when I was there as a student, when I prepared for my campus interview here, there is no such expectation from a hiring manager. So they did not expect me for a social person. They did not expect me to, produce my LinkedIn or a GitHub or a HackerRun. But today's hiring manager, even including me, if I go for a hiring interview, my expectation is completely different because the, today is not the yesterday, right? My expectation would be, okay, fine. Do you know HackerRun? How many problems you solved in HackerRun? Do you have a GitHub profile? How many real world problem you solved in the GitHub? How you contributed back to the society? Did you have followers who are using your source code for any deployment? How many codes, code solved in the lead code? I mean, it is not only help you to build your visibility and profile. More than that, It will redefine or refine your technical skill as well. When you started exploring these exercises, your confidence level will boost exponentially. Then any technical question they ask in interview, so you can definitely answer it because you have less time. Right? When I say less time, every interviewer, this is the logic you need to understand. When you go for an interviewer, so I'm a student, I'll be facing the interviewer. So interviewer who is sitting there, for him also it is additional work. You should understand that. It is not everybody's primary work, come and sit and hire the people. It is additional work for him. He is doing more than what he is regularly doing. Then for him also, he has to recruit somebody, just go away from the work. So nobody will do additional work, every time. So interviewer's expectation, intention also, somehow I need to select the candidate. So every interview will come to select the candidate, not to reject the candidate. Be clear about that. Every interviewer come to a stage or come to an interview to select the candidate. But be a, like a interviewee or be a, candidate, we have very less time. We have around like 30 minutes or 45 minutes to impress the interviewer, right? So to impress the interviewer, when I say to impress the interviewer, how do we impress the interviewer? So if you and know me personally, definitely you can impress me very quick. But you are meeting an interviewer first time. You have no idea what he is all about, what he is going to ask, and how do I going to impress the interviewer? You cannot do any magic to impress him, right? If you impress, then it will be very good. He will give you an offer, and also he will give you or he will recommend you for a higher grade in a corporate or the role what you apply. I mean, this is one of the story I could explain from my personal story. Before that, the answer to the question, how do I impress the interviewer? Let me ask this question to you. Be a fresher or be an experienced person. You tell me, you are meeting an interviewer first time, you are attending for an interview. Say you are introducing yourself and he started asking questions, you started answering the answer to the questions. How do you impress the interviewer? Come on. Let's hear from you. How do you impress the interviewer? At the end of the day, if you impress the interviewer, you will get a job offer. If you impress very well, you will get the offer more than what you expect. It's the real world. How do you impress the interviewer? Do you handle any strategy or any homework? I'm giving clues. Anything you do? I'll ask the question another way. More than the regular technical preparation, what else you prepare for an interview? I hope I'm audible, right? I'm getting a little background as well.
Yes, you are.
Okay. All right. So the question was, how do you impress the interviewer? Let me just share my experience how I used to impress the interviewer. I mean, a similar story, right? I'm also going to meet an interviewer first time. I have no idea who is he and what he gonna ask and how do I answer the question. What I do, see, first of all, getting interview call is itself a very difficult thing. Not everybody getting interview calls. That all we know. If we are getting interview calls, we are one among the 30% of people. Only they get an interview call. Once you get an interview call, then it is our own duty to get an offer to impress the interviewer. What I do, first I will do a research about a company where I am applying for a job. First research about a company, what they are doing, what is the market they are doing in, where they are leading, what are their competitors, what is the challenges, why they are hiring. So first research I'll do. Next research what I do, I go and do a little research about the person who is going to take an interview from me. Okay, if in case I'm a fresher, I'll try not to look like a fresher from an interview perspective. Absolutely, if you are a fresher, communication skill, definitely. All right. Now, if you're I'll just cover the experience perspective, then I'll come to a fresher's perspective. So experience perspective, what I do, first I'll do a research about a company. It is applicable for perspective of experienced people as well as the fresher. Complete proper research about a company, proper research about an interviewer. What is the interviewer background? If you know the interviewer, if you're a fresher or a campus recruitment, no idea, you will be knowing the interviewer well in advance. Then you go with a proper attitude, positive attitude, because The end of the interview, you have to crack the interview. You need to get a selection to try to answer all the questions the confident asking the interviewer. Great. Now, doing a research about a company, doing a research about the interviewer. The next, if you are an experienced person, do a proper research about a role what you are looking for. You can find a similar role from a social media, or you can talk to a friend, or you can talk to your networking people. You can understand their day-to-day work. See, like if you are into a networking industry, networking field, you want to move to a cloud or a AI consulting, then you can talk to a person who already works on a cloud or AI domain and ask them what they do day to day, what is their regular work, understand their thing, how you can incorporate your skill set. That is the way experienced people can do. If you are a fresher, definitely there is definitely a gap. Freshers, no way you will be knowing it what role you are hiring for, because they will hire you, then they'll train you, they'll deploy for a role. And then for you, there is a pros and cons. So pros and cons are like, pros are you have no background about what role you are recruiting for, who is going to be your interviewer, and your only objective is you need to crack the interviewer. You need to crack the interview. So to crack the interview, the first and foremost skill will be your technical core skill. So that's what you study in your subject or academic. But today, the companies are not looking into only your GPA. More than GPA, they are looking into your social presence also, your visibility also. So as I mentioned, these sites, the hacker and I can show you the next slide as well. I have written one big article. I mean, if time permits, later you can review it. It will be very useful for freshers. Always I say, tomorrow starts today. So if you wanted to appear for an interview in your pre-final year or a final year, you need to start a preparation from your first year or a second year. Leave the first year for a college fund. Let's start from a second year. So second year, what you do, you need to target, okay, how many companies are coming for my college or a campus interview, or is a campus interview is happening or not? If it is not happening, okay, what is my next objective where I can go and find the opportunities? And what are the companies that exist? So we have a category: service industries, product industries, analytics industries, AI domains, and core industries. And you have to should categorize those companies. And from second year, you need to upskill accordingly to your domain expertise. If you wanted to become a cybersecurity expert, or if you wanted to become a full stack developer, or if you wanted to become a something else, what your core expertise about, you need to build your skill accordingly. So that has to go in a parallel track, not academic track in extreme and your expertise track in a backward, then it will not resonate. When your academic is growing from first year to second year to third year to final year, your domain expertise, what you wanted to build, that also you need to parallelly build. You need to parallelly build. How do you can parallelly build? So these are the platforms where you can go and contribute, where you can go and land, where you can go and build your profile. When you started contributing a value to the other people, they will recommend you, they will follow you, and they will vouch you. So that will be a credibility. So now the expectation from an interviewer or a corporate, it is not only your academic score. More than that, your credibility, your creativity, your problem solving ability, and your analytical thinking. See, when I see these, like kind of magical terms, this looks, pretty new for you, or might be it looks very interesting for you. But these skills, when I list it down, these are the transferable skills. Analytical skills, or a communication skill, or a problem solving skill, creativity skill. So these skills you cannot study from any book. You cannot definitely study from any book. You cannot write or learn. So these skills only will come with a practice. These skills only will come from a practice. So you need to always differentiate. There are two things. One is technical skill. I know we are very good with the technical. That's the reason we are good with academic. And more importantly, those who really do more good with the academic only, they will join this kind of a similar sessions, right? Now, the technical perspective, we are good with that. But though I'm good with the technical, still I'm not getting an interview call. Still I'm not getting a proper guidance. I'm not getting any reference. I'm not getting any mentors. There is nobody to guide me further what I do next. To answer that question, now not only with the technical skill you cannot grow forward. You need to have the other skills. When I call it as other skills, those are a transferable skills, are a soft skills. So which is not specific to a domain. So today you may work as a software industry. Today you may work at the electrical power generation industry. Tomorrow you may go to a different industry as a leadership. or you may go to a different industry as a director. When you go the different industry, your technical expertise will not carry forward with along with you primarily, but the transferable skills, when I say those transferable skills, your communications, analytical thinking, problem solving, your creativity, credibility, your accountability, the ownership. So these are all, when I say, this will come definitely from a disciplined growth. So disciplined growth, you need to be part of some societies. So say like a Makal, how disciplined they are doing the contribution to the society. You can be part of technical domains or technical communities, which I have posted on a slide detail. So you can be part of it. Go and see what is happening to start do the contribution to the society. So when you start doing with a disciplined manner, these transferable skills, whichever I mentioned here, this will all grow exponentially along with you. It will definitely grow unintentionally with you. So that is a secret you need to understand. So this is a second secret, I would say. And after doing a proper research about the company, the role, the job, everything, then you need to have the equal importance to the soft skill or a transferable skill. Because today's world, the growth gonna be a holistic growth. The growth cannot be independently only with a soft skill or cannot be independently only with a technical skill. It has to be combination of growth, both. So I'll call it as a holistic growth. Let's move to the next slide. I mean, this we already discussed. Anyway, I'll ask the same question again. And as we know, today's world, when we keep a single resume for all job opportunities, that will not work out. The reason behind, now the resume screening, most of the places it is done by the AI tool. We will tell as ATS. So AI only doing a screening. So that means to say the AI model has been pre-trained with the job description, and they deploy the AI model into their job portal. When you apply a job, then immediately it will look into a resume and it will verify how many points are matching from your resume to a job description. And they made a setting that, setting that your resume is matching more than 50% or 60% only, it will pass the resume screening to the next layer. So no more physical, no more human is doing that. When AI is doing this kind of a resume screening, your resume creation is a art today. It is not a hurry-burry, you can create a resume and give it to somebody. Resume creation is an art, and you need to tailor the resume. When I say tailor the resume, how do you tailor your shirts for a different occasion? For a marriage, you will go with a different occasion. For a reception, different occasion. For a festival, different occasion. If you go with a vacation with the friends, you'll go with the different attires and different dresses, right? And how do you tailor for a different occasion, different dresses? Similarly, today, with respect to the job, what you apply, you need to prepare a resume. Take a time, couple of days, look into the JD, understand what is the expectation. How do you, bridge your expertise, your knowledge with that expectation? You need to prepare a resume accordingly. Then you need to apply for a job. If you do that, definitely you will get an interview call. The first complication get over now. If you are getting an interview calls, then you are one among the 30% of the people. Okay, not if you 100 people are applying for a job, only 30 people getting an interview calls. So if you're getting an interview call, then you should make definitely most of the opportunities. So now the question would be, you are applying for a job, you're getting an interview call, be a fresher or be an experienced person. And how do you make use of the opportunity? So what are the immediate action you take? What are the immediate action you will do? Come on, make it right. Maybe a text or you can unmute and you can talk to me. Okay, I'll give for a second and I'll wait for somebody to answer the question. We almost discussed few of the points, the strategies, what we do. We'll do a research about a company, we'll do a background of the interviewer, then we'll talk to the people working on the same role. We'll try to understand what is their day-to-day work. So accordingly, we will prepare our mindset. And I'll give you one more additional point here. Something we need to add into an introduction or into a resume, which will indirectly say an interviewer, because at the end of the day, we are going to impress the interviewer, right? Which will indirectly say the interviewer about your creativity, or about your accountability, or about your responsibility, or leadership quality. So somehow it has to say like, If I'm a marathon runner, then it will definitely say. Or if you are a sports person, I have achieved so and so on a sports. I regularly do a badminton, and I went to these matches. I achieved this kind of a scores. Then that will definitely say the other side of you, how disciplined you are, how focus oriented you are, how you are taking that forward. And if you are contributing something back to a community, you are proudly say that. So what I'm doing more than my work and more than I grow, how I'm contributing others to grow. So that will show to the people, okay, how effective leader you are. So more than you're giving importance to only to you, how you are growing as a team. So that kind of a points, if you add into your profile introduction, that will give the good impression to the interviewer. Okay, this person is not only technically sound. More than that, he has a special, like a kind of a feature, special qualities which can make him unique. So he has a problem solving, he has analytical thinking, he has accountability, he has a leadership qualities, he has a responsibilities. So to those way you can get it. And just to summarize what I explained, answer that question would be, see, when you are applying for a job, only 30% people get an interview calls. If you get an interview calls, how do you make use of the most? The shortest answer, the one word answer would be preparation is the key. When I say preparation is the key, it is about understanding the JD. When I say first understand the JD, accordingly you need to tailor your resume and you need to apply for a job. Connect with a similar profile. Those who do this kind of a work, connect it, get it from a social media or connect to your WhatsApp group or talk to your friend and he will give an answer to you. And research about a company and interviewer, positive mindset and evidence. And I'll tell you how I applied these into the recent move what I did from my previous employer Cisco to Google. In Cisco, I was a networking engineer. As I was leading a product team. I was so comfortable. I was feeling like kind of I am a SME in this my domain. So when the moment you started feeling you are smart, then you are into a wrong room. You need to realize always that. So you have to be in a room where the people should have smarter than to you. So that was the moment 3 years back. I started thinking what I do next because I was so comfortable. Because I was a lead there, doing all the work day to day, everything is fine. I have a team under me. Then I was meeting a community. I went to a community event introduced by one of my friends. I was talking to a person at a community event. He was mentoring about cutting edge technologies, how the future gonna look like. What is cloud? What is AI? How do you bring the magic to your life? Then after having a couple of interaction with them, then I realized that how do I bridge the gap between my expertise and that particular cutting edge technology? And to bridge the gap, not all the answers, all the questions I have in my mind, I don't get an answer. So then I need to talk to many people. I called around 10 people when I got an interview call from Google, and I cleared both Google and Amazon same time. But so more than that, how I cleared, I will give that idea. Looking into the JD, I understand there are 10 points, only 5 points I know. Other 5 points, I have no idea what they're asking. But I cannot say other 5 points I did not work in my profile. That is not their problem. That is not my problem. Then other 5 points, I found out the people, I did a search in my friends list, my seniors, who is working on other 5 points in a leadership role, who is a lead there, who is the scrum master, who is the agile role, who is working, and who is working for a sales role, who is working for the customer delivery. So those kind of people I identified, I called them. I told them I'm getting an interview. This is the expectation. But to be honest, I have zero experience on that particular area what they're expecting for. Can you give me some tips? But if you call 10 people, not all 10 people will help you. But if you call 10 people, definitely 5 to 6 people will help you. So then they will share their experience to you. So that are more authentic. So those things you cannot get it from a YouTube or you cannot get it from an internet search or a chat GPT or any AI tool. So that will be more authentic with the more stories. You can relate and it's kind of a master class. Within couple of days, you can learn those things at least up to some extent, which you can crack an interview. Then when I appear for an interview, after my technical rounds, there are 5 rounds in Google. After I attended my technical rounds, there will be a Googliness round and leadership rounds. So leadership rounds, they ask the question. Theoretically, I know how to handle. But I spoke with my seniors or friends. They given me some examples, the real world examples when the situation happened, how effectively they handled the storytelling, the skill which I got from them. I conveyed the same thing to my interviewer. The end of the interview, I could able to impress my interviewer. So what it happened as outcome, they recommended me for a higher grade than the grade which I applied. I know, right? So when the grade grows, your hierarchy and your pay scale, your exposure, your expertise, everything will go parallel. So that way, the preparation helped me here. So preparation, when I say it is not only about a technical preparation. So this will be applicable for freshers, experienced, or a non-campus or anybody. Preparation about the company, preparation about the interviewer, preparation about the role is important. At the same time, if you are not sure about few of the points being asked for the interviewers, feel free to reach out to many people and get their mentorship. Okay, not everybody knows everything, right? You have to be open, be honest, talk to the people, get their input, incorporate that into your mind, and be authentic. Say the answer to the interviewer. So this is a short time where you can impress the interviewer. For that, I apply this three diamond rule or a three M rule, I'll call it as. One is called as a mindset, always with a positive mindset. So this is the interview I'm going to attend, and I'm one among the 30% people. I'm not going to lose this opportunity. I'm going to make the most use of it. How do I make most use of it? I'll do a proper preparation. If I don't have a time, I'll buy a time from my interviewer. I'll ask them a 1 week time, or I'll take a day off from my present work or a day off from a present, like what I do. Then I prepare properly. I get myself with a proper mindset. Second one, the mastery yourself. When I say mastery yourself, அதாவது தமிழ்ல சொல்ல போனா, இப்போ உங்க பரோட்டா கல்ல பரோட்டா மாஸ்டர் பரோட்டா போடுறதா இருந்தா அந்த பரோட்டாக்கு ஈக்குவலண்ட் வேற யாருமே பரோட்டா போடக்கூடாது அப்படி இருக்கும். ஒரு டீ மாஸ்டர் டீயை போட்டாரு அப்படின்னா அந்த டீ மாஸ்டருக்காண்டி அந்த டீ கடையில டீ குடிக்கிறதுக்கு க்ரௌடு வரணும். அந்த டீ மாஸ்டர் இல்லை அப்படின்னா எனக்கு அந்த டீ மாஸ்டர் போடுற டீ தான் வேணும். டீ போடுறோமோ பரோட்டா போடுறோமோ நம்ம போடுறத நம்ம தான் போடணும். அதுக்கு ரீப்ளேஸ்மெண்டே இருக்கக்கூடாது. அந்த மாதிரி பண்ணணும். மாஸ்டர் யுவர் செல்ஃப். Then the methodologies, positive mindset, you know the methodologies. Then smart way, you need to connect these two. When I say smart way, அங்கதான் நம்ம ரிசர்ச் பண்ணணும். அந்த இண்டஸ்ட்ரியில் ஆல்ரெடி ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கவங்கள்ட்ட பேசணும். ஸோ வாட் கைண்ட் ஆஃப் டிபிக்கல் கொஸ்டின்ஸ் வாட் தே எக்ஸ்பெக்ட், ஹவு டு ஐ ஆன்சர் தம் வெரி ஸ்மார்ட் வே, யூ கேன் ஆன்சர் இட். When you apply this 3M dimension rule, you can crack it. This is more likely for a freshers, it will definitely help you out. Now, I'll go with the experience. So before I go with the experience, let me ask you the question here. Any doubts or any question, pressures you wanted to discuss, or less experienced people, those who are into an initial stage of the career? Just to summarize, this is a 3M rule, or I could like a 3M diamond rule for me, what I used to follow. So whatever the work you do, be mastery with that. Go with a positive mindset. You're going to, because already you are off way trust. You are one among the 30 people. Out of 100 people, you one among the 30, you got an interview call. So you are already mastery with what you do. So mastery with your skill or mastery with yourself, that will not happen in one day, right? Whatever you do today, it has to be with some learning. So if you are stop learning, then you are going to die. So that way you need to adopt our mindset. I'm getting an interview call. I'm going to crack it with a positive attitude. And I know I'm a master about what I do. Then other methodologies will help you. That will vary from a tailoring a resume. You start with tailoring a resume and doing a research about company and the role, and talk to the people, those who are already working in the domain. In the GD, if you don't understand a couple of points, talk to your seniors, talk to your mentors, have at least one mentor in your life. So take their inputs and incorporate them for outcome. So that way we can take it. The next move to a experienced people. Okay, I'll give a quick pause. So I know a couple of us having experienced people have joined here, and I'll say you okay, before I go to a pain point, I'll ask you the question: what are your major pain points today as experienced people to crack the interview? Come on, let's hear from you.
Hi,
Yeah.
Kumaresan. This is Mani here. Thank you for your wonderful sessions from the morning. I joined the job opportunities group through your brother Siva, who is working in Infosys. So since you are from I think you are I am working as a voice professional. Like I'm working in I have worked in Avaya and Cisco voice. Now I am into Cisco. I have total years of around 10 years of experience. Now I am working in a major IT company. Just like you, I also want to switch to
Mhm.
cloud or AI technology. Now everything is moving to cloud or AI. And you have said some AI tools, right? Gemini,
Mhm.
some other AI tools. I couldn't remember that.
Okay.
I have learned some AWS services. Just I want to know how to the path for AI. Since I am from the working in the network voice
I
Cisco,
understand. Okay.
just want to know.
I
Can you?
got it. Mani, I can summarize your question. So basically your
Yeah,
question would be, I'm having industry experience of 10 years with a domain which I work. And you say like a
yeah,
voice and networking, and for others to understand, yeah, he is working in networking industry for a particular domain. So considering the fact which is happening around today with the cloud, AI and other cutting edge technologies, how do I bridge the gap? So it is again the same question, right? We were discussing before the supply and demand and supply. So now the demand is something different, but I have a skill set which is kind of a becoming outdated, which I feel. How do I bridge my expertise with today's trend? So that is a question. Very valid question, Mani. I'll answer that question. And yeah, so other major pain points when we talk to the experienced people, they also say in today's world, the first one, they say like, I'm not getting interview calls. The industry is no more hiring. I'm keep applying in Naukri, LinkedIn. Nobody's hiring me. If you say this answer to anybody, the first thing you need to see, are you applying for a right job? Are you applying with the right resume? Did you tailor your resume for a JD? Are you upskill yourself for the role what they're looking for? And to answer that question, what I used to do, I'll show you in the LinkedIn what I do. I go, this is LinkedIn, right? Everybody knows it. I go to LinkedIn, I go to a job alerts. So I go to a job, I go to a preference, and I go to a job alert. So here, the domain, whenever I work, I go and set some job alerts. Say like this was a domain previously I worked with Cisco. This is the domain or the tool which I work with the Google today. What I do, I just define a job alert. So what is the purpose of this job alert? So the job alert will give an idea that what is the expectation. So not everybody do a end-to-end work in our day-to-day life. So this job alert will give an idea, okay, I am doing this work, but if I wanted to go the next level, what the industry is expecting from me. So you can easily self-realize what is the expectation and is what is my expertise. Say you have some expertise and the expectation is different, and how do I bridge? Rather than you do from a jump from one domain to other domain, you need to always think in a way, how do you bridge? How do you connect the dots? If you find how the way to find the dots, then definitely you can go with your own expertise to the next level. Okay, Mani, this is the answer to your question. But be specific to from a Cisco VoIP domain to A and cloud. I will connect with you offline and I'll give a brief idea how do we go for it. But on a high level, we need to find out what is the expectation happening today, so that you can easily find out. You don't need to go and research, go and put some job alert into a LinkedIn or a Naukri. What is the industry expectation? The moment any new job is getting posted, you will get an alert. You can see into the JD, okay, what is industry expecting today? What is industry expecting next month, next year? You will get a complete idea. You can do a self-evaluation. Accordingly, you can develop your skill set. The next one is feeling our own expertise is outdated. Yeah. So people will say, I worked in a, like kind of mainframe. People say I started my career with mainframe. Then Java came. Okay, fine. Then .NET came. Fine. Now Python. Okay. Now no more. Everything is AI is doing. So people consider this as a negative way. I have that expertise, but I keep upskilling myself, but I don't know where it's gonna end. But you need to look into this scenario in a different way. Okay, people, those who know today's Python or today's coding with a full stack, they will not be knowing the earlier technology like a mainframe, which I used to work very hardly. But I know only these, I know both. Today's people, they only know what is happening today, but I know both. Then that is my positive side of the thing. And today I'm an engineer who knows Avaya and Cisco technology. And people, those who know A and cloud, they know only A and cloud. But I know other two technologies. Then if I learn these two technologies and I bridge with this my existing two, then at the end of the day, I know four technologies. Then who will get the easy opportunity? Two or a four? Definitely, right? Your four will get more. But if you keep complaining about, I already learned three, now today is two more, then tomorrow two more, tomorrow, yes, day after tomorrow two more. If you keep thinking, then you cannot bridge the gap. But rather than switching or jumping from your expertise to other expertise, find a way. How do you bridge? How do you bridge the gap? How do you multiply your existing expertise with the latest trend? Again, the other point, yesterday's survey, somebody told me like stuck with the current role, no idea about what is next. So stuck with the current role means we started feeling comfortable with what do we do with the corporate, the regular work. To answer that, stuck with the current role, what I used to do. So we need to make some visibility and presence there. And at the most, we need to make use of it if you are staying in an organization for 5 to 10 years. And see, like how you joined, where you are today, next 5 years, where you going to be. If you see the clear-cut career growth, then definitely you can stay for a longer time. There is no complaint. Today, if you consider TCS CEO today, he joined as a campus recruit as a system engineer, and he became a CEO in the same organization. So that means to say success only defines when you do a jump. That is wrong. So success can vary from person to person. A person who joined as a fresher, he can become a CEO of the company. Right? TCS is one of the India's biggest IT company is TCS. We have 5 lakhs employees there. So TCS, he's a Tamilian only, Subramaniam, I think. He joined as a fresher, he became a CEO. So staying in a company is not a problem, but staying in a company, how you are growing, how you are contributing, how you are getting visibility, that really matters. Then heavy competition, of course, heavy competition. To overcome the heavy competition, only solution will be don't look the competition as a competition, look the competition as a collaboration opportunities, because technology is so rapid today. So unlike 10 years back, if you say when the mobile phone got introduced, everybody used to develop a mobile application, mobile app for all the use cases. A train booking app, bus booking, okay, theater ticket booking, everything is mobile based app, Google Map, everything. But இன்னைக்கு A எடுத்துட்டோம் அப்படின்னா similar thing. So we are incorporated for all the use cases. But technology is so rapid. We cannot upskill the technology change every day, because it is happening almost every day. In a machine learning, if you work on a framework today, a couple of days, if you go on through the framework with a lot of updates, it will come. Say like Python, everything if you take. But ஃபாஸ்டா போயிட்டு இருக்க டெக்னாலஜில நம்ம எப்படி வந்து ரெசோனேட்டா போயிட்டு இருக்கணும் அப்படின்னா, so we have a only solution, the collaboration. You need to be part of a community learning. Rather than you restrict yourself, you need to be open to share your knowledge. At the same time, when you start sharing your knowledge, automatically you will get an input as well. You can also, getting a lot of knowledge from others. How do I go with the starting sharing a knowledge? So there's an article I just highlighted here, the power of community. I'll give this PDF to you. You will get access to the PDF. You can go through this link. It's a detailed article I have written. How do you contribute? I mean, how do you, play smart in this competitive world? Rather than limiting your knowledge only with you, how do you share with others? And how do you learn from others? And how do you upskill yourself? Now, this is the formula. What I used to follow in today's world. When I say today's world, I'm also working professional, right? I have around 12 to 13 years of experience. If I go for a profile or a job opportunity, or if I want to hire a person, these are the 3 things I will look into that personally. If I want to hire, because I hired a person at my team, and he just recently joined last month. So we interviewed for 12 plus candidate, and out of 12 plus candidate, 4 people they clear the technical rounds, and out of 4 people, other rounds like these googliness or googliness means like it's more about empathy, sympathy, your team building, your those kind of skill sets, and your leadership rounds. So those 2 rounds, out of these 4, only 1 person is cleared. His name is Arun Karthik. He is from CE University. He cleared, and not for kind of advertising Google. Just say 6 years of experience with a positive attitude and other abilities which I highlighted, a transferable skill set, which I highlighted the transferable skill set, all about your creativity, your communication, your visibility, and problem solving. These are all the skill set. for a 6 year of experience, he got offered for 65 lakhs. Same example. So from a previous salary, he was getting around 22 lakhs to a 65 lakhs, he got an offer. The reason behind, he's having combination of both technical as well as the transferable skill. So out of 12 people, 4 people they have both. I mean, 4 people they have a technical skill, I would say. But out of these 4 people, when you go with the further rounds of interview, only one guy who had these both. So now coming back to today's solution, for having the experienced people not getting interview calls, stuck with the same role, not able to compete with the competition which is happening with the today's fresher. They are well knowledge. They are coming with all the latest technologies. Or I would say, you know, what is the other pain point? Mainly stuck with the present role. So to overcome all these, so these are the 3 formulas you can have it in your mind. First one is positive attitude, so which remains same for freshers as well. Freshers, I told you the 3M formula: positive mindset, master with what you know, and go with the methods which will work out for you. So mindset, master yourself and your methods. Similarly, for experienced people, this has been working out well, and I follow this in my career. One is your positive attitude. Second one is your effect, how much effect you do. Make the visibility. The positive attitude and effect, if you look into the 10 people, if I interview, I would hardly see like around 6, 7 people, they have both attitude and effect. When I say attitude, okay, look, all the, situation into a positive mindset, how do you overcome, and how do you stand morally, how do you stand, ethically or integrity, or how do you lead the team, how do you bring a solution to a problem. So that would be fine. Effect also, it is more about your hard work, right? People are ready to do a hard work and they do the maximum hard work. They will upskill themselves. They join an online course. They do a pet project. They make a progress. They do a community contribution. They write blogs. They'll make everything. The visibility part, when I say visibility part, that is a crucial part where if you interview 10 people, hardly 1 or 2 people they have the the visibility part. The visibility part is becoming very important now. So the article, when I explained about tomorrow starts today, the article which I explained about power of community. So those play a very big role in this visibility part. So visibility part is not only making your visibility in social media, it starts from your internal team. So if you are working in a team, then at least your teammates, your neighbors should know who you are with your attitude, with your contribution. See, being in a team meeting, you have 12 people in a team, and your manager is saying something, and people are doing a conversation, you're doing an interactive session. But you being a person, just be there, just listen to the conversation. By end of the meeting, say thank you and go back. If you keep doing the similar thing for all the meetings, some of other meetings, they will not invite you at all. Anyway, you just come and occupy one seat. You're not contributing anything. So making visibility is very important, which has to start from your team, talking to a colleague, talking to a team manager, opening your mouth, sharing your thoughts in your team meeting, then talking to your higher officials in your hierarchy, how you are making visibility to them, what you are contributing to your organization's vision, how do you do a better work, how do you make a better delivery, how do you make your better product development. And when I say product development, if you are working on a particular product or a domain, rather than keep doing the regular work, you need to think in an eagle view. Okay, this is my product, this is my competitive product. How do I make my product special than the competition? And how do you make my product as a better product? How do you make my service as a better service? When you start thinking about this better, you will also become better. At the same time, your organization also will become better. So which will make more visibility for your organization level. And more than what you do with the organization level, the outside world contributing to the communities and making a social media presence. When I say social media presence, it can be a LinkedIn or a GitHub or anywhere, right? So we need to start using these social medias for a good of cause. You need to share your knowledge. You need to connect with the like-minded people, attend conferences, go and meet the people. So to be honest, when you meet people, you will learn many things more than what you learn from your work, or more than what you learn from a book. So meet people, mingle with them, and understand them, and develop your interpersonal skill, develop your public speaking skill, and do acquire the digital badges. As I said, like I got a digital badge recently for top technological innovation. Similarly, we have around 12 plus digital badges available, so which will be very easy to get. So you can go and contribute what you know with your experience. So you will get a tag. So these are now becoming additional factors, influencing your thought, having a followers, making your presence, go on talking to a conference, sharing your ideas, as a panelist. So this will make you visibility, as well as it will go for advancing your career rather than go with a slower pace. You can go from one level to two, three levels, skip level, you can directly grow. And just to summarize, for experienced people, from my experience, what I used to follow, always having the positive mindset. Your attitude determines your altitude, right? So depends on your attitude. You can be an eagle or you can be a crow. Sorry, if your attitude is good, you can be an eagle always. Your attitude determines which altitude you fly. Next one is your effect. Of course, there is nothing will come as a free of cost. What you do today, tomorrow you will get it again. It's very simple. We know it. So this is something we're doing it from a school days, right? If you score a good marks, you'll get a you will get a good appreciation, or you get a admission into a good college. If you study well, you get a placement, or you go to good entrepreneurship. Anything you can do. Now the additional factor with this digital world, so the visibility is getting added. That's why you could see like a lot of CEOs today, they are doing a broadcasting. A lot of CEOs today, they are becoming influencers today. So this visibility also playing a very vital role in today's world. So that can be with your pet project or sharing your ideas, doing a mentoring session, having a mentor mentees, and contributing back to the society, talking to a communities, talking to conferences. So that way, it will make a visibility into a outside your corporate as well as inside your corporate. When you build all these attributes along with your profile, interpersonal skill, public speaking, your leadership, your problem solving, analytical skill, definitely unintentionally you will apply that into your real work as well. So that will definitely bring a more visibility. I think this is the summary of my slide. I'm stopping it here. I know I'm over time. Sorry. I wanted to make this a more interactive session, so time little went away. So main key takeaways from my career, starting nowhere from a regional medium language to a corporate later as architect at Google. So these are the things. This is a very simple formula why is to follow. See, be master with the technical skill what you do. It doesn't matter what work or what domain you do, பட் யூ ஆர் தி மாஸ்டர். டீ போட்டாலும் சரி, பரோட்டா போட்டாலும் சரி, நம்ம போட்டதை ரீப்ளேஸ் பண்றதுக்கு யாருமே இருக்கக்கூடாது. அது மாதிரி போதும். டிரான்ஸ்ஃபரபிள் ஸ்கில் இஸ் வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட். இந்த டிரான்ஸ்ஃபரபிள் ஸ்கில்ங்கிறது கம்யூனிகேஷன் ஸ்கில்லா இருக்கலாம், பப்ளிக் ஸ்பீக்கிங்கா இருக்கலாம், ப்ராப்ளம் சால்விங்கா இருக்கலாம், அனலிட்டிக்கலா இருக்கலாம், லீடர்ஷிப்பா இருக்கலாம், ஒரு அக்கௌண்டபிலிட்டியா இருக்கலாம், ஓனர்ஷிப்பா இருக்கலாம். இது வந்து நம்ம எந்த புக்ல படிச்சும் வராது. எங்க போய் நம்ம வந்து யூடியூப் வீடியோல பார்த்தாலும் வராது. இது எப்போ இந்த டிரான்ஸ்ஃபர் ஸ்கில் எப்போ வரும் அப்படின்னா, when you started practicing it. ஸோ ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ண மாதிரி தான் டிரான்ஸ்ஃபர் ஸ்கில் வரும். அந்த டிரான்ஸ்ஃபரபிள் ஸ்கில் வந்து நம்மகிட்ட இருந்து பிரிக்கவே முடியாது. ஸோ நம்ம ஒரு லீடர்ஷிப் லெவலுக்கு போகணும், ஒரு கேரியர்ல நெக்ஸ்ட் லெவலுக்கு க்ரோ ஆகணும் அப்படின்னா அந்த டிரான்ஸ்ஃபரல் ஸ்கில் வந்து கண்டிப்பாக நம்மளோட வந்துட்டே ஆகணும். இந்த டெக் ஸ்கில்லும் டிரான்ஸ்ஃபரல் ஸ்கில் இருந்துச்சுன்னா யூ வில் கெட் அ ஹோலிஸ்டிக் க்ரோத். தெர் இஸ் நோ டவுட். ஓகே, ஸோ ஹோலிஸ்டிக் க்ரோத் இஸ் அ பிளேஸ் வேர் வி ஆர் லீடிங் எவ்ரிபடி. ஸோ ஆல் த வெரி பெஸ்ட் to everyone. So that's all my presentation. Feel free to ask me any questions if you have, and I'll share the presentation slide link also here on the chat. So the complete presentation slide as a PDF file you can download and you can refer it. So which has a lot of articles. So considering time consideration, like I did not cover the end-to-end article. If your time permits, you can go and refer. And I'll stop the screen. Do let me know if you have any questions. We can discuss. If you want to continue the discussion offline, you can do ping me on LinkedIn or you can connect with me. I'm happy to help. Yeah, somebody raise a hand. Sivaranjani, right? Please go ahead. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me or you just put in a chat, I'll answer to you. Be with a fresher or early career people or experienced people. I mean, whatever I explained, whatever the strategies which I showed you, this worked out for me. I mean, this is not a standard rule you should apply or you should follow it. This is my personal story, what I'm sharing with you. So as I told you, right? So everybody has their own story. This is my personal story, which I apply, which I got outcome. So feel free to apply in your life as well. Yeah, Mani, go ahead.
The only question just I want to ask, whether industry is ready to hire a 9 years, 10 years experienced guide to an AI industry like AI or cloud by learning through YouTube videos and other technique, other
Yeah. So what I did, I'll tell you, when I was in Cisco with a like 10 years of experience, as I told you, I was so comfortable. And by the time I wanted to, go for a change, what I did, the same way how you asked me, similarly, I used to ask the unknown people, those who I met in a, public community. And I identified certain areas, cloud and AI, those are the cutting edge which I wanted to go. I was having the networking expertise with Cisco. What I did, rather than I just switched, I did not close my networking chapter, I did not open my cloud chapter. Rather, I took a time, I analyzed what is my expertise, how do I bring that expertise into the cutting edge. So, being like I'm also from a collaboration background, I used to handle the call centers, the networking, telephony, these online meetings, those infrastructure. Then I found a way that the AI bots, the conversational AI is a domain, the NLP is a domain which is booming, where they need a people, those who need this expertise, the telephony expertise, the networking expertise, also the good understanding about AI. Because when you learn from a AI or a cloud computing from a YouTube video or online courses, we will get understanding, right? But you will not get a hands-on experience. But hands-on experience, what we have with our primary skill set, that will be along with us. You find a way to bridge your hands-on experience with your learning what you do. So hands-on experience already you got for 10 years. Now, when you want to switch to a new domain, you call it as a cloud or AI. Don't be more generic like a cloud and AI. So that is huge. You need to be more specific, which is your expertise, how my expertise can bring me to this particular domain. Okay, you are a networking background. I would say like cloud also, we have a cloud security or a cloud networking or a cloud infrastructure. Rather, you go to cloud computing, you go with the cloud networking or a cloud security. If you are a wide background, you can go with a cloud contact center AI, conversational AI, the chatbot building, conversational Gen AI bot building, or you can go with the NLP domain. So which can be more relatively matching with your existing expertise. So that way you need to find out the domain where you can connect the dots with your existing expertise to the new domain which is booming. So then once you find this gap, accordingly you need to pick a course rather than you blindly go and learn a course which will talk about foundation about cloud computing, all this. If you find the specification which you need to upskill, which will be easy for you to bridge the gap, then you prefer make your profile accordingly. Then you go to a market, so you will find very less people in the market who knows how to connect the dots. If you find a way how to connect the dots, then your competition is very less. You can easily go to a new domain with your existing expertise. The advantage here is once you get into that domain also, with your expertise, you can grow fast. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Thank you very much, Kumar.
Sure, sure. சொல்லுங்க ரங்கசாமி, நான் அதை நம்ம எப்படி வேணா பேசிக்கலாம். ஸோ யா, நம்ம நீங்க யாராவது தமிழ்ல கேட்கறதா வந்து கேட்டுக்கலாம். நாட் ஓன்லி டு ஹிம், ஐ மீன் ஐ நோ தமிழ், கன்னடா, கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சம் மலையாளம் குறைச்சி அறியும். யூ கேன் ஆஸ்க் மீ இன் எனி ரீஜனல் லாங்குவேஜ் which I know, சவுத் இந்தியன் லாங்குவேஜ் ஐ கேன் ட்ரை டு ஆன்சர். கேட்டுக்கலாம், நீங்க தமிழ்ல கூட கேட்டுக்கலாம். கரெக்ட், குட் திங். forgot to say that. ஸோ நான் தமிழ் மீடியம் தான் ஆக்சுவலி. ஸோ தமிழ் மீடியத்தில் படிச்சு 12th ஃபிசிக்ஸில் 200 எடுத்த எனக்கு வந்து நியூட்டன்ஸோட தேர்ட் லாவை இங்கிலீஷில் சொல்ல தெரியாத ஒரு நிலைமையில இருந்தேன். இன்னைக்கு ஏதோ கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சம் பேசுறேன் அப்படின்னா எல்லாமே சேம் பாசிட்டிவ் மைண்ட் செட் அண்ட் டிசிப்ளின்ட் எஃபோர்ட் தான். ஸோ யூ கேன் ஃபீல் ஃப்ரீ டு ஆஸ்க் மீ எனி கொஸ்டின்ஸ். தமிழ் கூட கேட்டுக்கலாம், யாராவது கொஸ்டின் வேணும்னா. எனி அதர் கொஸ்டின்ஸ் கேட்குறீங்களா யாரும்? இல்லை ஃபோரம்ல கேட்க தயக்கமா இருந்துச்சுன்னா யூ கேன் ஆஸ்க் மீ ஆஃப்லைன் ஆல்சோ. பட் அகெயின், திஸ் இஸ் ஆல்சோ ஒன் ஆஃப் த ஸ்கில் செட் யூ நீட் டு இம்ப்ரூவ் இட். You need to open your mouth in front of others. Yeah, Durga also raised a hand.
Yes, sir.
சொல்லுங்க
As a
துர்கா.
fresher, I'm going to face the placements like you said, Capgemini, Data Advanced in my core industry. But my doubt is a lot of competitors face the placements, like the toppers do the average students, but they pick like அவங்க வந்து didn't see the marks, but I don't know what are the skills they are expecting.
Okay, இப்போ நீங்க என்ன இயர் படிச்சிட்டு இருக்கீங்க?
Third year.
என்ன கோர்ஸ்? டிகிரியா? ஐ மீன் பிஇ ஆர்
BE aeronautical engineer.
BE aeronautical engineer. So உங்களுக்கு எந்த டொமைன் போகணும்னு உங்களோட இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட்? Will it be IT industry or a different industry?
I'm in core industries.
Core industry in aeronautical domain.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Boeing அந்த மாதிரி உங்களோட கோர் இண்டஸ்ட்ரியில போகணும் அப்படின்னு. ஓகேங்களா?
Going and
ஓகே ஓகே காட் இட். ஸோ அப்போ என்ன பண்ணிக்கலாம் அப்படின்னா, சி ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் ஐ டெல் யூ ஒன் ஆஃப் மை சிமிலர் ஸ்டோரி ஆஃப் மை ஃப்ரெண்ட் who is also a BE mechanical engineer. Okay, he is a BE mechanical engineer. He also wanted to go with a core domain, but he doesn't want to go with a core work. He wanted to go with a core domain design work. So what he did, he filtered out some companies like a Caterpillar, FL Smith, இந்த மாதிரி கம்பெனிஸ் தான் ஷார்ட் லிஸ்ட் பண்ணிட்டு he identified what is the expectation for a design engineer role who's having a mechanical engineering degree. Then he did some basic courses to understand the gap. And அப்புறமா காமனா வந்து எந்த டொமைனா இருந்தாலும் ஒரு காமன் அட்வைஸ் என்ன அப்படின்னா, நம்ம அகடாமிக்ல கத்துக்கிறதுக்கு கூடவே இப்ப நம்ம இந்த கோர்ல தான் போனோம் அப்படின்னா அந்த கோர் டொமைன் நம்ம ஒரு கம்பெனி ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ண எக்ஸாம்பிள் ஃபார் ஏரோநாட்டிக்கல் போயிங் எடுத்துக்கிறோம் அப்படின்னா அந்த போயிங்ல என்ன மாதிரி ரோல்ஸ் எல்லாம் இருக்கு. ஸோ இப்போ வந்து ஒரு ஐடி இண்டஸ்ட்ரினா ஒரு டெவலப்பர் இருப்பாங்க, டெஸ்டர் இருப்பாங்க, டெஸ்டிங் இன்ஜினியர் இருப்பாரு, ஆட்டோமேஷன் இருப்பாரு, SRE இருப்பாரு, ப்ராஜெக்ட் லீட் இருப்பாங்க, அஜைல் இருப்பாங்க, ஸ்க்ரம் இருப்பாங்க, நெட்வொர்க்கிங், சைபர் செக்யூரிட்டி நிறைய இருக்கிற மாதிரி ஒரு ஏரோநாட்டிக்கல்ல என்ன மாதிரி ரோல்ஸ் எல்லாம் இருக்கு. ஸோ அதுல இருக்கிற ரோல்ஸ்ல நமக்கு வந்து எந்த ரோல்ஸ் வந்து மோர் சூட்டபிள் ஆகும். ஓகேவா? ஸோ ஏன்னா இப்போ ஏரோநாட்டிக்கல் படிக்கிற எல்லாத்துக்கும் பைலட் ஆகணும்னு ஆசை இருக்காது, கரெக்டா? ஸோ அப்போ அந்த ரோலை நம்ம டிசைட் பண்ணிட்டோம் அப்படின்னா அக்கார்டிங்லி யூ நீட் டு ஃபைன் டியூன் யுவர் ரெஸ்யூமே ஸ்கில் செட், யுவர் ப்ரொஃபைல். அதுக்கப்புறம் ப்ரொஃபைல் நம்ம கிரியேட் பண்ணிட்டோம் அப்படின்னா தென் யூ நீட் டு கோ ஃபார் அ இன்டர்வியூ. அகெயின் இன்டர்வியூ போகும்போது அந்த காமன் ரூல் தான், ஒரு 3M சொன்னேன் இல்லையா, உங்களோட மைண்ட் செட்டு, அப்புறமா வந்து உங்களோட மாஸ்டரி ஸ்கில்ஸ், அப்புறமா வந்து அந்த மெத்தட்ஸ். இப்போ நீங்க இதுல கான்சன்ட்ரேட் பண்ண முடியாது அந்த மாஸ்டரி ஸ்கில்ஸ் தான் செகண்ட் ரூல். செகண்ட் ரூல் எப்படின்னா, முன்னாடி வந்து ஃப்ரெஷர்ஸ் எப்படி இருப்பாங்கன்னா ஏதாவது ஒரு ஜாப் கிடைச்சா போல நான் ஜாயின் பண்றேன் அப்புறமா அவங்க பாத்துக்குவாங்கன்னு இருப்பாங்க. பட் இப்போ இருக்கிற ஃப்ரெஷர்ஸ்லாம் வந்து ரொம்ப smart actually. So during the studies they will decide themselves, after my degree which domain I wanted to go, what is my expertise அப்படின்னு எடுத்துட்டு என்ன பண்றாங்க அப்படின்னா, see like I'm saying the personal story. I interacted couple of students from SSN and CEG and university. They were saying they found their interest in the second yearல இருந்து ஃபைனல் இயர் வர அந்த பர்சனல் ப்ராஜெக்ட் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் வந்து அலைன் ஆகிற மாதிரி என்னென்ன கான்ட்ரிபியூட் பண்ணலாம் ப்ரொஃபைல்ல. அப்போ ஒரு ரோபாட்டிக்ஸ் கிளப்ல ஜாயின் பண்ணலாமா, இல்ல வந்து ஒரு பப்ளிக் ஸ்பீக்கிங்ல ஜாயின் பண்ணலாமா, ஒரு பெட் ப்ராஜெக்ட் மாதிரி ஏதாவது பண்ணலாமா, இல்லை ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் நிறைய பேர் சேர்ந்து இதை நம்ம ஒரு ட்ரை அவுட் பண்ணி பார்க்கலாமா. இப்போ இதெல்லாம் வரும்போது என்ன அப்படின்னா உங்களோட கான்ஃபிடென்ட் லெவலும் இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆகும், உங்களோட டெக்னிக்கல் எபிலிட்டியும் இன்க்ரீஸ் ஆகும். அதுக்கப்புறம் வந்து உங்களுக்கு இந்த கேம்பஸ் இன்டர்வியூல காம்படிஷன் பேச்சே இல்லை. ஏன்னா யூ வில் கெட் மோர் கிளாரிட்டி தென் அதர் பீப்புள். இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு கிளாரிட்டி கிடைச்சிச்சுன்னா இப்போ ஒரு கம்பெனி வந்து நம்மளை செலக்ட் பண்றதை விட நம்ம எந்த கம்பெனிக்கு வேலைக்கு போனாலும் நம்ம டிசைட் பண்ண ஆரம்பிச்சிடும். Is it answer your question, Durga?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So keep upskill yourself with the expert. First, you need to find out which is your expertise, which domain you wanted to go. Accordingly, take a move. Okay.
Okay.
Any other questions? There are question கேட்கணும்னா கேளுங்க. இல்ல அப்படின்னா if you want to connect with me offline, if you ask a question, I can. Okay, I'll give my LinkedIn also. You can connect with me there and ask me the question in case you need. All right, and if there is no question, I'll hand over to the host, organizing team.
So, thank you, sir. The session was very much informative with relevant stories and filled with thought-provoking ideas. Actually, the ideas to switch job roles were really helpful. We understand over these years, so many things have changed from interviewers' perspective. But one thing which has not changed is the soft skills part and the interpersonal skills which they are looking for. And thank you so much for sharing your inspiring story and experience. We had so many takeaway points to build a career from you, sir. Also, we understood why knowledge sharing and being a part of community is very much important. And also, as you mentioned, obviously, we acquired information from you, what we can't get from an AI. So also, thank you for answering the questions patiently, sir. Before we wind up the session, we would like to extend a gratitude. I invite our ardent team member, Yanaparkudi Lavanya, to deliver vote of thanks.
Good morning, Onandal present here. I am Nanapur Kodilamnya S from Streaming Committee member of Makkal. I am glad to be here to express my vote of thanks. A special thanks to our chief guest, Mr. Kumaresan sir, and also we can say proudly that he is a part of our Makkal family. Thank you, sir, for using your valuable time with us. So, throughout this webinar, we can take some points relating to the strategy to get a job in easy way. Also, have and shown better roadmap for freshers. Once again, thank you, sir. Makkal is very proud in conducting this kind of session in the process of national building for welfare of the society and young minds. Last but not least, a heartful thanks to each and everyone who has spent your precious time with us even in a weekends. During the short period of time, it will reach a more registration for this webinar. So thank you team for making this happen. You are made it guys. And I could like to thank committee to provide an opportunity to be a part of this program. Once again, I thank you all for your attention.
Thank you, team. Thank you, everyone, for the great opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Lavanya. And I appreciate all your presence today and for cooperating well throughout the session. Hope you have gathered so much priceless information from the speaker. Stay connected with us and ping us for any queries, or you can also ping the speaker in case if you want to ask your queries offline. And I also request you to download the PDF from the link which has been shared. I would also try to post the same in the group which has been created temporarily. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.